Right, and welcome to another edition of OnsideSA, the soccer show that tells you what's going on. And Budge, we'll go straight into last one standing. Week 5 is over, we're into week 6. Before I run through what's happened, just tell us how it's going to go from here.
Paul, this week FA Cup, there are a few games, but we have to have a complete round.
Yes.
So FA Cup, then the next weekend is a World Cup and international games. So nothing as well. Then it's the following week, April's 2, 3 and 4. That's the next round.
Okay, Steve's still alive there.
Yeah,
I can hear
Steve's
coughing.
Yeah, Steve's struggling.
Okay, let's just go through week 5. Teams that went through: Leeds, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Wolves, Brentford and West Ham. And the guys who came up short were Man City, Southampton took a good few, Aston Villa, and the bottom one is Tottenham.
Yeah.
So those are the ones who dropped it. Now what's interesting, we had 19 ladies last week, Budge. There's 12 remaining with 14 picks. That's very good for the ladies.
Good. Paul, don't be surprised. Paul, one of the ladies is due one of these competitions.
Absolutely, and there's 108, so 13% are ladies. Eh?
Yeah.
They're getting bigger and bigger in the crowd, you know.
They're doing more and more homework and
they're very
doing
good.
well.
The star of round 5, Steve Griffiths, 10 picks, all went through. 5 on Chelsea and 5 on Leeds.
They must have had a few Singapore slings after those 2 late results. Paul,
both of them were late results, especially Leeds.
Yeah.
And the 3 Musket Beers went through. I can't believe it. Mark Abood never goes this far. Steve Braham, our pundit, Stevie B, never goes this far. And Derek Ramsey, he's still in. Sure, I can't believe it. Those 3, it must be every favourite must be arriving. They're stiff necks, those boys.
Yeah, boys, going well, Paul, round 6.
Yeah. What is this now? The pick of the round.
Yeah.
23 to 10 Wolves were.
Yeah.
And Katerina Harito, Calvin Cass, Michael Duplessis, Gavin Lane, Devon O'Connor and Steve Potter all went for Wolves.
Good picks.
Good. Stevie's about. I can hear him.
Steve, good morning.
I'm here. Good morning.
All right, Steve. Well, we better start off on the low side of the show. Man United 0, Atletico Madrid 1. Can it get any worse at Old Trafford?
Yeah, very disappointing. No, I think, that's it now for the season unless they can find a little bit more form in the league. They just got to get on now and decide who they want to approach to become manager, because they look a bit rudderless, both on and off the pitch. And it was a poor second half performance, really. They needed a step up, and they really hardly created anything in that second half. And I didn't think Atletico Madrid are that strong, but
no, they're not.
They caught them on the break, and then that was it.
I was just reading something, Steve, of Martial, the on-loan striker from Man United. He dispelled any rumours about there being a rift with Ronaldo. He said, I was in the change room all the time. The guys love Ronaldo. He's respected, he's loved, he doesn't make it difficult for any of us. But these press, where do they get it from,
there'll be one complaint, Paul, that is blow it out of proportion, which is sad.
Yeah,
they've got to sell newspapers, Paul.
Yeah, they'll see him when they went out. He had a long face when they went out, but wouldn't you all?
75,000 fans had a long face.
Yeah.
Steve, the guy that's been linked with Man United, Ten Hag, his Ajax team got beat 1-0 at Benfica. Could you see that one?
That was a surprise. Having sort of drawn away in Lisbon, I think it was a bit of a surprise that they lost at home. There were a few surprise results. So, you've got the big teams are through, but you've got a few, what I would say surprise teams as well. So, could be interesting when they make the draw.
Yeah, I watched Villarreal. Once Arsenal went 2-0 down, Liverpool scored the second. I turned over. I couldn't believe how bad Juventus were.
You missed the beginning. 10 chances, all Juventus.
Oh, okay.
Juventus could have been 2-3 up. They really did. Just going back, and I want to test you, and Steve, you listening?
Yeah.
Martial was saying that they say there are sort of cliques in the change room. Yeah. And 5 of them speak Portuguese. Who are they?
Well, be Delot.
Yes.
Ronaldo, Bruno, and be the Brazilian Fred. And who's
Teles.
And who's it? Teles. Yeah, that's
well
right.
Well done to the team. Well done. Yeah. 5 of them speak Portuguese.
Wish they could. The communication at the back. And I wish you could speak English, let alone Portuguese.
But Guaya's got to learn Portuguese.
Yeah, you're right. Steve, Chelsea sailed through, even though the penalty. I saw the penalty. bit harsh, but it was a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, they were sort of fortunate. They played probably what is, I guess, the weakest team left in the competition pretty much. And, they were never going to give up that 2-goal lead. So in the end, with all the things that are going on behind the scenes, it's a good result for them.
Yeah, Steve, 2 games tonight. I think there'll be 2 crackers. We mentioned Tony Martial. Can West Ham come back and beat them?
I think it's going to be tough because obviously they're without Jared Bowen, and it does look as if Michael Antonio might be out.
Okay.
So scoring goals could be the problem. Look, Seville are the favourite competition. They won it more than anybody else. They won it like 4 of the last 6 years. They created quite a lot of chances last week against West Ham. West Ham had a couple of good ones themselves, but I think that West Ham are going to have to get that first goal, because I don't think if Seville score first, I can't see West Ham coming back. So yes, it's a sellout, 60,000 plus crowd. It'll be a good game.
Yeah, let's hope it is. I hope they go through West Ham, but a tricky assignment. Now Rennes against Leicester. Leicester go through.
I think they will. I think that 2-goal cushion is just key. I don't see them winning in France, but I think that they can do enough to get through on aggregate. So, and I think he will play a strong team again tonight. I think it's important for them to get through. So, I fancy them to maybe draw and get through on aggregate.
Okay, Steve. A couple of results last night: Brighton 0, Tottenham 2. I know Paul's staunch analysis will come now, but I watched the first 50 minutes, one-way traffic.
Well, Brighton, 6 defeats in a row, their worst run in the Premier League. It's, lucky for them, they had that really good start. Otherwise, they really could be sucked into a relegation battle. They probably still got enough points, but they just seem to, they're not scoring goals, and their form has seemed to have deserted them. So, I think they'll probably just stutter on the rest of the season and just about be okay.
Yeah,
Big win for Tottenham. I mean, it propels them now sort of closer to that 4th place. With Arsenal losing, that was a good result for them.
Yeah, mentioning Arsenal, I just thought they lacked a little bit of firepower going forward. How did you see it?
Yeah, I mean, the first half I saw bits. The first half, Arsenal played very well, but once Liverpool scored, it was all over. And that was, a huge result at the end of the day. I thought maybe Arsenal could hold them, especially at half-time. I thought, okay, they're playing well enough. But Liverpool, they're right on City's heels now. If they carry on like this, that game at the Etihad will be a title decider.
Yeah, I don't like to say it as a United fan, but I think Liverpool are going to get up. I think they've got too much firepower. But
they've both got firepower, but
yeah, let's hope it goes to that game. But and the big game tonight, Steve, Everton, Newcastle. Massive at the bottom. How do you see that going?
Well, I mean, Everton have got to find some form soon. I mean, I think they have been pretty surprisingly. They obviously so bad at Tottenham and not much better last week against Wolves.
Yeah.
This is a huge game. Newcastle have pulled away now. They look as if they're going to be safe.
Yeah.
Everton lose this, they're in big trouble. I think they'll get something out of the game, Everton, but they're going to have to really dig deep and find some form they haven't shown for a few weeks.
Yeah, they've got to do something. I don't see them winning, especially the way Newcastle played against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Anyway, Steve, we're going to go through the Premiership games. There's only 4 matches this weekend. The first game up is Wolves Leeds United. Do you think 12-10 is a good bet, Wolves?
Yeah, Wolves have just a funny side. They had that great run, then a couple of defeats. Now they've come back with another couple of wins.
Yeah.
But Leeds are going to be hard to beat. I think I know they just edged past Norwich, but I think that they're showing a little bit more fight. I think that there's going to be very little in this game. But Wolves, Wolves just haven't given up. They're going for that full spot themselves. They need to put a bit of a run together. I can see Leeds holding them.
Well,
I can't see Leeds winning somehow.
Well, I hope not, because Wolves are my best bet. I can't believe 12-10. But anyway, that's how it goes. Steve, the second game should be a good game. Saturday lunchtime, Aston Villa, Arsenal. Paul, I know we're all as United fans hoping Arsenal get beat. Can you see Villa beating them?
I can maybe taking a point to them. Arsenal a good side. They were very good against Liverpool first off. They got the youngest side in the league. They're good players. I feel it'll be a very tough game. Could go either way.
How do you see it, Steve?
I think it'll be a really close game. I think that Villa are strong at home recently. I think that I think they could hold Arsenal. I mean, as you say, Arsenal can't afford to slip up again because they'll lose the advantage they had of games in hand. So, but I can see Villa holding them, definitely.
Their games in hand, I think they're at Tottenham and at Chelsea. That's their 2 games in hand. So
That's right.
I think there's goals in this. Villa will have a go. Stevie G will have to put one over. Goals is my play there, but it could go anyway. Now on to Sunday, Leicester, who play in the Europa Conference League tonight against an improving Brentford. Any chance for an upset, Steve?
Well, I think it really depends. I think he will have to play a strong team tonight, and therefore, you never know how teams are going to function on the Sunday, having played on the Thursday. Brentford obviously had a big win last week, but I still fancy Leicester at home though. I can't see Brentford winning, but those 2 wins have just sort of got them out of trouble a little bit because they were sinking. So I still fancy Leicester at the 2 though.
Yeah, Leicester only lost 1 game at home in the last 7, Paul, and it was against your Spurs, and they were 2-1 up in the 94th minute. So 11-10 looks inviting, but I think there'll be plenty of goals. And last but not least, I think Spurs will beat Tottenham. Paul, what do you think?
Well, if their strikers are missing for West Ham, it makes it much tougher for them. But we are playing well, and I think we'll shade them.
Yeah, Steve, you agree with us?
I think so, because again, West Ham are having to play their strongest available team tonight. Again, they don't have a lot of time between tonight to recover. If Antonio doesn't play tonight, whether or not he'll be fit for Sunday, but I think it sounds like Jarrett Bowen will definitely be out. So I think Tottenham will definitely start as favourites.
Yeah, I like what I see from Tottenham. I know defensively a little bit suspect, but I'm impressed with the job he's done.
Do you know, if you just go back on Spurs, he's got them playing attacking football Mourinho didn't have. You go back. 2 goals last night, 2 against United, 5 against Everton, 4 against Leeds,
they look like
3
scoring,
against Man City. They score goals, Spurs.
I think Spurs' biggest problem is the goalkeeper. Anyway, on to the FA Cup, Steve. Kick-off Saturday now.
Still alive?
Steve, Steve's team, Fulham still cantering. Middlesbrough, Chelsea. Now, Middlesbrough knocked out both of our teams, Man United and Tottenham. They won the last 9 at home. Is this the upset of the round, Paul? I mean, Steve?
It's a possibility, but I just have a feeling Chelsea be too strong. It's going to be really strange because there are no Chelsea fans allowed to be there because they weren't allowed to sell tickets.
Yeah.
So it'll be pretty much sort of home fans only and a close to 30,000 crowd. Borough have got nothing to lose. They've got to really give it a go, and at home they are strong. Yeah. So I think that Tuchel will play a strong team. He can't afford not to. So I think it'll be a good game. I don't think there'll be anything in it. I think there'll be 1 goal will decide this game. But I still think Chelsea of the 2 would be favourites.
Okay. Now on to Sunday, early kickoff. Crystal Palace versus Everton. I think 12-10 Crystal Palace is a good thing. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I fancy Palace again. Everton are playing tonight. Yeah. So, they've got to play their strongest team. They could do with a cut run Everton because, obviously it's a bit of a distraction. But, I thought Palace dug in really well against Man City. Probably a bit fortunate to get the point, but ultimately, they're making themselves hard to beat. And I just think with Zaha on the pitch, they've always got somebody that can open up the defence. So I fancy it'll be close, but Palace to go through.
Paul, how do you see it?
Yeah, I agree. Everton, the last 4 away matches, they've lost them all. It's hard to look past Palace.
Yeah, I agree. And I like Vieira. I think he's done a great job.
Yeah.
Now, the third game is Southampton, Man City. The only game Man City haven't won away from home, other than Monday night, was when they drew 1-1 at Southampton. Any chance for another close game?
Yeah. Well, yeah, held them to 0-0 at the Etihad as well earlier in the season.
Oh, of course.
So, yeah. But I just think that City are strong in the cup, and I just fancy that they might rotate a little bit, but I think they'll go through. Again, I think it will be close. Southampton got nothing to lose, but go for it. But I think City will just. But the thing is, if Southampton do go for it, I think City will open them up. So for me, I fancy City there.
3-10, Paul. Good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're too good a team.
Yeah.
They've had a couple of stutters. You go back the last 4 or 5 games, they've stuttered. So they can only get better.
Yeah, no, guaranteed. And last but not least, Liverpool going for the quad. You think that should be a good game at Notts Forest?
Yeah, it will do. Forest are strong at home. They won again last night, got 4 at the weekend. Huge crowd, big sellout crowd. But again, Klopp is taking this competition a bit more seriously this year. So I fancy he'll play a strong team. He might rotate a little bit, but he'll put out a strong team. And I still think ultimately, the teams like Liverpool, if they put out a strong team, should be too strong for Forest. So, but I think it'll be a great game, great atmosphere. But Liverpool should get through.
Yeah, when I have a look at their squad, whatever he does, he's got players all over the place. Other than the goalkeeper, maybe he rotates in. Liverpool far forwards, plenty of proof, and everyone's trying to get into those positions. So I think Liverpool are good things. I think Forest will score, but Liverpool good things. Steve, on to the hardest league in the world, the Championship. Big game early on, Derby against Coventry. Derby, I know they've got great home form, but recently they've lost the plot. Must-win game.
Well, I think it is, because with Barnsley showing form, Derby basically is starting to run out of games. So for them, I think this is absolutely must-win. I'm not sure they will. I don't think they'll lose to Coventry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you think, Derby, okay. Money problem with... Yeah. So you think the draw?
I think a draw or Derby, but again, they really got to go for it.
Yeah, I know they've won 3 of their last 4 at home, but those 3 victories were against bottom sides. But you never know, Coventry. I think they're better away from home than at home. But we're all funking for Wayne Rooney. He's done a great job to keep them in contention.
Put all his money up. Yeah.
Put money up, could have bolted, but a tough game. We've got it on ESPN, so I'll be watching that. Yorkshire Derby, Sheffield United, Barnsley. Bad result for Sheffield United. Tough game here?
Yeah. I think it is. I mean, look, a few weeks ago, you said it's a home banker.
Yeah.
But Barnsley are showing a lot of form. They had a good win during the week. Opti held Fulham. And Sheffield United, like all the teams in the playoff places, they're all dropping points.
Yeah.
So I think Barnsley will go there thinking that, they're right on Reading's heels. So I think Sheffield United will probably edge it, but I think it'll be close.
Yeah. Now, West Brom, who beat your beloved Fulham in midweek, do you think they're making it 2 in a row at Bristol City?
Yeah, Bristol City are very inconsistent. I think West Brom played well, actually. First half particularly. I think they've left it too late for a playoff surge, but I think they will be too strong for Bristol City.
Yeah, it's amazing. There's always one team that goes flying and has a great run to try and climb into that final playoff place. And I watched them against Huddersfield, Steve. They were 2 down. At least showed a bit of fight to get back in. But it's not the same. Yeah.
That worried me. That last first 5 to 10 minutes against Huddersfield, I thought to myself, if they play like that against us, we're in trouble. And they did. They played well.
Yeah, I think they'll snare Bristol City. Now, the big game in the Championship, especially at the top, is Huddersfield versus Bournemouth. I know you'd settle for a draw, Steve, but if there has to be a winner, which way would you go?
Well, there's a bit of me wants sort of, obviously if Huddersfield lose that, then they really do fall away from us. But I can't see them losing at home. They haven't lost at home for months.
Yeah.
And Bournemouth just... that was a shocking result for them midweek to drop points against Reading.
Yeah.
I can't see Bournemouth winning.
Okay.
So I think it's either be a home win or a draw.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Now, Luton Town, who destroyed my boys 4-0 last night, you think they can get another result at Hull City?
I think so. Hull are very inconsistent. Luton, let's say they didn't play for against QPR, but otherwise, they've been one of the informed teams, and they will cement a playoff place. So Hull are sort of going nowhere. They're pretty safe, really, but they're not showing much form. So I fancy Luton, if there was to be a winner, to be the one to do it.
You've got to be Luton free.
Luton free. I must say, Steve, as I watched them against QPR, first half they were all over them. Second half they were invisible. But you just never know with Luton. But Hull City, they beat Coventry last night. I saw the goal. They were claiming the ball went over the line. Wasn't given, but it did look like it went over.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think Luton, of the 2 teams, I fancy them big time. Steve, Reading, Blackburn. Blackburn came back to winning ways in midweek. Do you think they can go to a desperate Reading and get a result?
You would think, well, they need to, because they're obviously starting to fall away themselves.
Yeah.
In fact, up until on Tuesday, they'd only scored 1 goal in 9 games.
Yeah.
So, and they haven't scored in 5 away games.
Yeah.
Reading, might feel that after that point at Bournemouth that they could claw themselves out of it. So, I think there'll be a close game. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Reading get something out of that game.
Yeah, I agree. I think there'll be goals in that. Both desperate, one to get in the playoffs and one to stay up. 23-10 would be my suggestion on the outright betting, but goals, I think, is a certainty. Now, one team that I thought had a good chance to get in the playoff place is Stoke City. Haven't won in 8. I fancy Millwall here, Steve. 22-10 is a big price.
Yeah, very much so. Millwall, the informed team, unbeaten in 8, not conceded in 5. Completely outplayed Huddersfield after the first few minutes yesterday, by all accounts. So I fancy Millwall to go there and get a result.
Yeah.
I think they're only 2 points off a playoff place. You say that there is a team that comes from a little bit further out. For me, that's Millwall.
Yeah. I saw Benica Fobi scored both goals. I remember him playing for MK Dons against Preston in League One. Pickford was in goal for Preston, and Dele Alli played for MK Dons. He was a young striker at Arsenal. He looked a good player. Unfortunately, he hasn't really cracked it, but 2 goals last night against Huddersfield. I like Millwall. They're my best value bet. Steve, Swansea, Birmingham. Swansea play good football. They got a result last night at Peterborough.
Yeah.
Even money.
Yeah, I fancy. Yeah, not the best odds, but I fancy Swansea to win that. Birmingham are just too inconsistent.
Yeah.
I think Swansea, they'll be buoyed by that winning at Peterborough. I know Peterborough bottom, but and they want to bounce back after their defeat against Fulham at home. So I fancy Swansea there.
Yeah, so do I. And last but not least, on Sunday, Queen's Park Rangers, who got beaten last night by Notts Forest, against the Peterborough side, who got to go for it. QPR too good?
Yeah, I think they will be. I mean, Peterborough, will have a go, but I think defensively, they are they concede more than anybody in QPR's hold. So, much as I'd love Peterborough to get a result there, I think QPR will be too strong.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Steve, pressure time again. I need your best bet and value bet, please.
Yeah, well, my best bet, I'm going to go for Swansea. I think they'll be a bit too strong at home. Okay. And my value bet, I'm going for Millwall.
Yeah. Who? Millwall. Yeah, same as me. I thought it's a big price, 22-10. Yeah. Anyway, Steve, you've got a weekend off. Your Fulham boys aren't playing, so watch the cricket.
In a way, it's a good thing, although, obviously we don't want teams to start picking points up and catch.
Yeah.
Lovely, Steve. Thanks very much.
Win. There'll still be 11 behind us, so I'm not panicking at this stage.
Now, Steve, as you said earlier, if you guys can't get automatic promotion place from where you are, then I doubt it. But I think your certainties, you win the next couple, and you'll be by Easter weekend, you'll be up, Steve.
Well, I think the way it's looking, if we keep this gap, then the teams just run out of games. If we're still 12, 14 points clear with about 4 or 5 to go, then it's pretty much game over. So I think a lot of people think that the game against Preston on Easter Monday could be the game that we clinch promotion. So I'll let you know if that happens.
All right, Steve.
All right,
thanks very much for your help, Steve, and enjoy the last one standing break. All the best.
All the best, Stevie.
I will.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
PSL results Wednesday, but I only watched highlights of one game, and that was
Pirates
2.
Game, yeah.
The Pirates, they're 2-0 down.
2-0 down, come back and won 3-2.
Two penalties.
But the condition of the pitch was nice, but it was bucketing.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's a good result for Pirates, Paul. Great goal, the winner. Bent it in the bottom corner.
Yeah, correct. And then Marisburg United came back to get the draw.
Yeah, Paul, I saw the goal that MARUMO had scored. The goalkeeper dived over it from 40 yards.
He threw it in. He went through his legs, his arms.
But he kept the minute, because MARUMO should have won in the second half.
Yeah, he saved it.
Superb equaliser from Maritzburg, but 1-1, good point for the Berg boys.
And then, of course, Chipper were 0-0.
Yeah.
Right, let's go on to these fixtures. Budge, you can give me your opinions on
Paul,
these.
PSL, there's only a few games, because there are games in the CAF Champions League with Sundowns and Amazulu, the confederations with Pirates. But the first game is TS Galaxy Supersport. Paul, they're just not the same team, Supersport. Beforehand, they had Krobler and the guys up front. Paul, 5-1's a big price. I saw 12-10 TS Galaxy in the draw. That would be my suggestion there, Paul. Exotics, obviously, all three. I was really impressed with MARUMO Gallants, but you don't win in Cape Town too often, Paul.
No,
9 to 10 Cape Town City. Tinkler's got his boys fired up at home. 5 wins, 2 draws in the last 7. I fancy Cape Town City. You never know what you're going to get from Golden Arrows, Paul. They don't get beat too often. They park the bus. But Chiefs, I saw them beat Pirates. They played great. A lot more creativity up front. Paul, 5 to 10 is short, but you've got to think
They've got
Chiefs.
a lot of games in hands,
Yeah,
Chiefs.
5 to 10 Chiefs, Paul. And I like Royal AM. You know, Steve Barker's team, they're not the same team at home. They're better away from home. But Royal AM are second, Paul, going well. And win and draw for me there. 2 to 1 the draw looks the right way to go.
All right, Budge, let's look at your soccer picks.
Yeah, you know, we kick off with our Gold Circle Soccer 6. The first game, I've gone the field in the Aston Villa Arsenal game. I'm bankering West Brom to beat Bristol City. I'm going the field in the Huddersfield Town Bournemouth game. I don't see Millwall losing at Stoke City. I've gone Swansea City win and draw at home against Birmingham City because I think Chelsea will be too good for Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. 2-1-6.
Okay.
On to the Pumela Soccer 6. I've gone the field again in the Aston Villa Arsenal game. I've gone Coventry City win and draw at Derby County. Sundowns are already through, so I've gone Al Hilal, Durban, win and draw at home against Sundowns. I've gone the field in the TS Galaxy versus Supersport United match, and I'm bankering Cape Town City to beat MARUMO Gallants and KAIZER Chiefs to beat Golden Arrows, 2-1-6.
Okay.
On to our Gold Circle Soccer 10. I'm going the field in the Aston Villa Arsenal game. I don't see Coventry City losing at Derby County. I'm banking Sheffield United to beat Barnsley. West Brom to beat Bristol City. I'm going the field in the Huddersfield Town Bournemouth fixture. Our second page sees us go Luton Town avoiding defeat at Hull City, as well as Blackburn Rovers win and draw at Reading. And I don't see Millwall losing at Stoke City. And we're ending up with 2 bankers. Swansea to beat Birmingham and Chelsea to beat Middlesbrough, 288.
All right, the big one.
On to the Soccer 13. Yeah, I'm going Chelsea to beat Middlesbrough. West Brom to beat Bristol City. Huddersfield win and draw at home against Bournemouth. Luton Town win and draw at Hull City. Another away team, Bristol Rovers, to avoid defeat at Reading. And Millwall as well. I don't see them losing at Stoke City. I'm bankering Swansea City to beat Birmingham City. On to the second page, I'm going Oxford United to beat Ipswich. Sunderland to win away at Lincoln City. Chancing MK Dons to be too good away at Cambridge United. I don't see Portsmouth losing at home against Wycombe Wanderers, and neither Charlton Athletic win and draw at home against Burton Albion. And the final one is a Swedish League Cup game. I'm going Hammarby win and draw at home against Elfsborg, 256. On to our budgies bets, which is quite limited this week, Paul, because of the number games. I'm going Wolves to beat Leeds, Tottenham to beat West Ham. Over 2.5 goals in the Aston Villa Arsenal and Leicester Brentford games, 2,400 to 200. Our FA Cup treble, I'm going Crystal Palace to beat Everton. I'm going Man City to beat Southampton and both teams to score. And I'm going over 2.5 goals and both teams to score, yes, in the Notts Forest Liverpool game, 2,500 to 200.
Okay.
On to the Championship, I'm going West Brom to beat Bristol City. I'm going over 2.5 goals in the Hull City Luton Town game, and QPR to be too good at home against Peterborough United, and over 2.5 goals, 2,000 to 200. Both teams to score sides are Derby Coventry, Sheffield United Barnsley, Huddersfield Bournemouth, and QPR Peterborough, 2,400 to 200.
Okay.
Our team goals quad are Wolves, Tottenham, Crystal Palace and QPR, all to score over 1.5 goals. And our Collis King 6 or next, I'm going Wolves to beat Leeds United, Crystal Palace to beat Everton, QPR to beat Peterborough, Bayern Munich to beat Union Berlin, Juventus to beat Salernitana, and the big one, Real Madrid to win El Clasico at home against Barcelona, 4,000 to 200.
Gee,
12 to 10
good.
Real Madrid, Paul. That's the right way to go.
Right, well done, Budge. That's very, very interesting. Don't forget what Budge started out telling you at the beginning of the show, that we haven't got games in the last one standing this weekend. Next week's international games, only after that. And well done to those 3 thugs of mine for getting through. And well done to the ladies. The ladies, 13%.
Doing well, Paul. Doing a lot of homework.
Doing a lot of homework. Until next time, stay on side.